I do apologize if you hear a lot of wind and everything of that sort. I am outside and I am at the park and I just got done working out. All right. But as you can see in the title, we're talking about something that a lot of people deal with in terms of their mindset, and something that I had to really overcome, getting to where I am today, is that I had to get out of my head. And I think I do better now than a couple of years ago, where you always focusing on like two to three, four things at once, and then you don't get nothing done because then you want to procrastinate and you want to um, what you basically do is like you get on your phone because you want to relieve yourself of that stress. You want to find stuff that make you laugh. You want to find stuff that make you happy. And in the end, all it does is just holds you back from doing what you're supposed to be doing with your time. And you have to prioritize your time because you have to prioritize yourself. And a lot of people don't go as hard as they need to on themselves. And to go hard on yourself doesn't mean that you're supposed to talk down on yourself, or you're supposed to talk about how bad you feel about yourself, or you're supposed to pity yourself. It's that you have to be your own advocator. You have to be your own hype man. And people are always expecting somebody to inspire them or motivate them to get them out of their bullshit. That can't happen. In order for you to truly become who you're supposed to be, you have to become your own hype man. I told my mother this as well, because, with her, she wants to do certain things in life. And, we was having this conversation and she feels like that sometimes my dad don't motivate her enough to do what she wants to do. And it's always nice to have people in your corner. I'm not talking about that. But at the same time, if you want to pursue something, it's all on you. And I had to tell her that. I'm like, when I was younger and I was 12, 13, 14, and I was that little chunky, chubby kid, y'all didn't motivate me to get to losing weight. I had to lose the weight on my own. I was 5'9" and I was 215 pounds. 214, 215 pounds. So I was a big boy. I was 5'9" and I was 214, 215 pounds, right? So I made a decision when I was 12. I'm like, I'm going to lose this weight. When I was 12 or 13 years old, I believe I was 13, I made a decision that I was going to lose the weight. And what did I do? I lost the weight. Slowly but surely, I made my own plan. I didn't even know I was doing a calorie deficit, but I was doing calorie deficits and everything of that sort, right? And what really did it for me, right, was I was at my grandmother's house and we came over and my grandma was like, "Ooh, you're my big boy. You getting so, old and growing up. You my big boy, right?" Go to the kitchen, mind her own business. She comes back like a few minutes later and she was like, "Now, Ty, when I said that you're my big boy, I don't mean about your weight or your size. I mean you're getting big on me. You're growing up." That's when I knew. That's exactly when I knew. Yeah, it's time for me to lose this fucking weight. So that's what I did. From the 7th grade to the 8th grade, I went from 214 to 183, and then from the 8th grade to the 9th grade, I went from 183 to 169. I did that. I did that. I lost over 40 pounds within 2 years because I didn't start eating healthier because I got tired of that, because the doctor was like, well, he shouldn't eat this and he shouldn't eat that and he shouldn't eat this and shouldn't eat that. And so while all of them going to KFC getting that fried chicken, I had to eat grilled chicken. While everybody over there eating fried chicken, I had to eat baked chicken. It was terrible. It was suffering, and I felt like I was being punished for my body weight, for how I was looking, right? Before that, I was athletic. I used to play soccer and everything of that sort. And then for whatever reason, my parents didn't get in contact back with my godfather. So then I just got big. I got stuck on cheese danishes. True story. I got stuck on cheese danishes. From the 4th grade to the 5th grade, I got bigger. From the 5th grade to the 6th grade to the 7th grade. and I just started getting up and up and up in weight, and that's what happened. So I did the work. I started drinking 4 to 5 bottles of water a day. I knew within myself I wasn't going to be able to keep up with drinking all that water. So my mom had bought me some Crystal Light so I could put that strawberry lemonade and all that stuff in the water, so that I could start getting like 4, 5, 6 bottles of water in my body a day. And on top of that, I started doing Dance Central. For those who know what Dance Central is from the Xbox 360, what ended up happening, I started going on Dance Central maybe like 4 times a week and burned like maybe 200 calories per session, just all type of stuff, right? And then with the food, I would only eat half of what I typically eat in a day. So like, instead of eating my whole plate, when I was getting dinner, when I was getting lunch, I would only eat half the plate. Or when we would go to KFC, instead of eating the 3 pieces of chicken, I would eat 2 pieces of chicken and only half of my wedges, and then I would savor that for maybe later on or the next day and eat that, So it's just certain things like that I was doing to where I lost all that weight, and I started sleeping, on time, having 8 hours of sleep, and it just all came to me naturally. Like during that time, YouTube wasn't as advanced as it is today to give you all these different blueprints and plans. I just went with my inner voice, I went with my inner voice, that spirit within me, the God within me, and it got me to where I wanted to be. And, to get a little bit of that and to bring it here, you have to get out of your own head and do the necessary work, however long it may take. A lot of people look at the success of other people and they don't want to do the work that it has to be done to get to where they want to go. A lot of people want to be overnight sensations. A lot of people, they want to blow up, they want to go viral with one video. And they don't realize that most people who go viral, it was an overnight sensation for them. It was just a 1-year night. It was a 2-year night. It was a 5-year night. It was a 15-year night. It takes time for you to get to where you want to go. The thing is, are you going to start now, later, or never? Are you going to do what it takes for you to get to where you want to go, to be the person that you want to be? Or are you just going to bitch, moan, and complain and look at everybody else outside of yourself, and even get more depressed when you get on social media and you look at all these people who are younger than you, not older than you, younger than you, making 6, 7, 8 figures? There are 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-olds right now who don't have to work a job, don't have to worry about clocking in, don't have to worry about a 9 to 5, don't have to worry about putting in their PPTO or their PTO, putting in their vacation days. They can go on vacation 365 days a year because they put in the work, they found the cheat code, they locked in, they disciplined themselves to be to where they are today. And you, the stupid Negro, if you're a Negro watching this, or you, the stupid person watching this, complaining about capitalism, complaining about society, complaining about economics, the economy. You just want to put the blame on anybody and everybody. My mama didn't teach me this. My daddy didn't teach me this. And you fail to place the blame on yourself. You're not responsible for everything that goes on in this world, but you are responsible for how you react and respond to the things of this world. I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza, for those who know who that is, and Dr. Joe Dispenza said that your internal personality, your personality is the direct factor of your personal reality, and I'm paraphrasing. But your personality basically determines your personal reality. And if you're somebody who always focuses on the negative, right? We think of hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day, and you really have to be aware of how many thoughts that you think a day captivate you to do better, or motivate you to do better, or encourage you to do better, or inspires you to do better. If you're thinking all the time of how you can't get to where you want to go, and you're always playing the victim, and you're always placing the blame on somebody, and you're always being complacent. I might hear a lot of wind right now. Always being complacent, always placing the blame on somebody, always feeling like you could never be to where you want to be. That's on you. That's not on anybody else but you. And so you have to make the decision in your life to turn around things in your life. You got to be the person to be like, I will no longer be complacent and be tolerant of living this average life. You have the ability to no longer live that 9 to 5 and to live the life that you want to live. And I'm speaking for myself as well. To always be motivated and always to be, reminded that I choose today not to be a common man. It is within my divine right, to not be common. And we have been programmed, we have been brainwashed by the society that we have been living in, by the higher ups or whatever you want to call them, to be complacent, to be tolerant, to just get by. And I'm not going for it. I'm 25 right now, but who knows the giant that I'm going to be at 35? Who knows the giant that I'm going to be by 30? Because I know within my heart that I am destined for something greater. I know within my heart that I'm not destined to just live an average life. I know it within my heart. I could feel it within my gut. I've had dreams about being to where I am and where I want to be. I've had visions, and I choose and I decide to live and act upon those visions day by day. It's not always going to be a perfect day. It's not always going to be victorious every day. But each day we strive, each day we learn, and each day we take our flaws and our L's and we turn them into W's. It's not always going to be a perfect day, and that's something that you also need to not get discouraged on. It's not always going to be sunny days. As you can see, it's a little cloudy. It was raining not too long ago. But it's not always going to be sunny days. It's going to be raining. Some days a hurricane going to come through. Some days a tornado might come through. Some days there might be a very bad thunderstorm watch. Sometimes you might be in the middle of the storm. But you have to make the decision within yourself to decide that I'm not going to let little winds get to me. I'm not going to let little bits of rain get to me. I'm not going to let this strong wind get to me. I'm not going to let cloudy days get to me. I'm not going to let how cold it is outside get to me or how hot it is outside get to me, because I am content within myself that I know that I can pursue anything that I put my mind to. And that is something that you have to continue to tell yourself, and you have to continue to really utilize that power within yourself to get to where you want to go. You have to continuously, every day, discipline your mind and tell yourself that you are worthy, that you are deserving of the life that you want to live. And a lot of people do not feel like that they deserve to live the life that they want to live. A lot of people, they feel like they got to have the right camera. They feel like they have to have a certain amount of money. They have to look a certain type of way, live a certain type of way, be in a certain environment, when you can create your own environment. Use what is around you. I'm at a park right now using this video. I don't know how many views I might get on this video, but I'm just going to put it out there just to see where it's going to take me. And it could get 5 views, it could get 500 views, but that's a start. And as long as you start somewhere and you build on that start and you build on that foundation, you're going to get to where you want to go. But if you don't start, you'll never know. If you don't start, if you don't begin, if you don't start planning, how do you know that you are able to get to where you want to go? Everything that you say about yourself is just going to be talk. You say that you're able to do this. You say that you're more entertaining than that person on social media. You say you can do what they can do and better. But do you have the motive to do what they do? Do you have the insight to do what they do? That's what I want to know. A lot of people, they talk all that talk and they don't do the walk. A lot of people talk all that talk, but then they see my content and they see my platform. They think I'm just trying to clickbait. They think that I'm just doing this to just try and get clicks and views. No, this took work. This is who I am. I am chaotic by choice, but I'm also chaotic by nature. I'm a troll. I'm a jester. I am also a king. I am also a ruler. I'm also a creator. I'm a crafter. I'm all these things. I'm all these things into one, and I've made it into a brand, the omnious Rome, to become the adversary. That a man must not serve two masters. He cannot serve two masters, so he must become his own. That is my motto. That wasn't something that I grasped from somebody. That is something that I found within myself. And you have to look within yourself. You have to tap into and connect with the divine within yourself to figure out what you need to do. A lot of people live out this life and they don't know what their purpose is. But you have to get out of your mind first. You have to really wipe away, push away, dust away all that fog, all that blurriness in your mind, and really get focused. If you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know what you want to do, figure it out. That might sound vague, but it's the truth. Oh, it's getting cloudy. Let me wrap this up. I don't want it raining out on me again. But you have to figure out on your own what you are destined to live and to do in life. It's not on anybody else to figure out what you're supposed to do in life but yourself. And if you don't figure that out for yourself, somebody else will figure it out for you. Meaning, somebody is going to force you to clock in every morning and take 2 days off. And it may not even be the same 2 days within like back to back. You might have Tuesdays and Thursdays off, or Fridays and Sundays off, or Mondays and Wednesdays off. And a lot of people, we've been conditioned, and I might make separate videos on each of these topics on this page, but a lot of people have been conditioned to live life averagely and think that life doesn't concern anything concerning money. Now, I'm not saying life is all about money, but you can certainly use money to live your life. You certainly have to use money to live out your best life, or to the life that you have put yourself, under restraints of. You have to have money to live life. And I think you would be lying to yourself if you told yourself that, oh, well, I don't really care about money. Why? Why wouldn't you care about money? That's what I don't understand that. Why don't you care about money? Why don't you want to make as much money as you want to make in life? Because that just, I can't grasp my head around that. Like, you want to be as healthy as you want to be. You want to be as spiritually in tune with God as you want to be. You want to be in the best physical shape that you want to be. You want to be the most spiritually or emotionally stable as you want to be. You want to be as intelligent as you want to be. But when it comes to money, nah, I'm good on that. Like, and so we've been conditioned to just live average. And that's why the true saying of the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And it has much more to do with just financial needs. We're talking about emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all these things. This is why people who live a good life, they don't concern them things of this world. It tells you, even in the Bible, for those, and I'm not religious, I'm not Christian, y'all know this. But even in the Bible, it tells you that those who think on carnal things will continue to live carnal. But those who think on spiritual things continue to live in the Spirit. And when you read the fruits of the Spirit, happiness, joy, soberness, patience, love and kindness, all these things reap prosperity. All these things, reap for you to live a prosperous life, a luxurious life. So you really have to ask yourself, well, if I have a relationship with God, or if I'm in tune with the universe, or whatever the case is, why have I compromised myself? Why have I made myself believe that I'm not good enough? Because when you tell yourself that, oh, I just have to live to get by, or I have to work hard to get to where I want to go, and there are people right now who work less and get more, and you feel like you have to work more, to get more. But a lot of rich people already have this mentality of that you have to work less to get more. That doesn't mean that you don't put in more work. That's the trick to it, right? Because for you to live out a certain life, to live out a certain life means that for like somebody who's trying to build a business, right? You might put in a lot of work back to back 3 days straight. And then once you have built that system, or you have built that tunnel, you know, all of a sudden, all this income and this cash flow will come in. All these different things going to happen when you start to really be consistent in a certain amount of time to get to where you want to be. But then people will slave themselves for 40 years. For 40 years, living back to back, 5 days in a week, 2 days off, couple of vacations here and there, and feel like they've done something in life. Where somebody can do the same amount of work, but within 4 months, and live out the rest of their days like a king. Now, what sounds better? You putting in like a real intense, hard, you know, focus and intent within 4 months in a business goal, in whatever you want to do and accomplish in life within 4 months, or do you want to live 40 years, the rest of your life, living for somebody else, working for somebody else, and just getting by? I mean, that's essentially what that is. That's essentially, truly, what it is when dealing with these type of ideas and these concepts. So, I don't want to go over 30 minutes within this video, but I wanted to get that in your mind, and I might even get more into really directly focusing on like how to stop procrastinating, like even for me, you know what I'm saying? Because I've worked really hard on not procrastinating, like even to get outside and to be out here and to work out and everything of that sort. That took a lot of energy within me. And you know, there are some people who don't even want to get out of bed. There are some people where the only motivation that they have to really get out of bed is that I'm not trying to get fired. That is a very sad way to look at life. The only reason that you get out of bed is because you don't want to get fired. The only reason you get out of bed is because you don't want a person who has control over your finances and income to cut the string. I'm sorry, that's just a very sad way to look at life. A lot of people, they live and they work for money. I'm sorry, that's a sad way to look at life. You should work for experience. You should work because it makes you happy. You should work because you are serving other people, not for money. Not for money. You should work because you want to strive to become a better person, that you want to help other people become better. Not just for the money. The money is good too. You know what I'm saying? But you should want to work to do, you know, your best and to be your best, to help other people. But it's a very sad life when people wake up every day for no other purpose than for somebody else's. You should wake up every day with a purpose and a goal of where you want to be in life. And you have to really discipline yourself. You, like I said in the beginning of the video, you have to become your own hype man. You have to be the person who motivates yourself to be better and to do better. And you have to focus on one goal. If you have to focus on one thing at a time, do that. Week by week. And before you know it, 4 weeks will have passed and you have accomplished 4 things off your list. But a lot of people are trying to accomplish 4 things on their list within 1 week. And you wonder why you get so stressed out and you get all this anxiety, because you are focusing on too many things at once, fam. You are focusing on too many different things and you feeling like you're not doing enough. And you know, within the day, then the day passed and then you feel bad and you're like, damn, I really could have did this, I could have did that. But you really have to be that person within your life to accomplish these things. Because if not you, who? Who? If not you, if you're not going to be the person within your life, within your family, to accomplish these things, who's going to do it? Think about that. So like I said, you have to be your own motivator. Stop procrastinating. Get out of your head. Focus on one thing at a time. If you have 4 things on your list, focus on those 4 things at a time within each week. Put in a certain amount of time within the week, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, Whatever time that you have, you always have time. That's another excuse people have. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to make. You always have time. If you have time to scroll through your Instagram for 2 to 3 hours, or TikTok, you have 30 minutes. If you have 30, 45, 75 minutes to be on FaceTime with your best friend, you have 30 minutes. If you got 30 minutes to watch your favorite TV show, you have 30 minutes. You have to sacrifice. A lot of people don't want to sacrifice. You can't sacrifice your favorite TV show to become a 6-figure, 7-figure making person. That's beyond me. That is truly and utterly beyond me. But it's like I said. It's exactly like I said. You have to become your own motivator. If you can't sacrifice, if you can't put in the actual work that you need to become better and to do better and to be better, I don't know what else to tell you. I truly don't. So that's my message for you. Like I said, focus on something, prioritize your time, prioritize your goals and where you want to be in life, and you'll get there. Like I said, it takes time, but you have to be patient enough to get there. So that's the message for you. Prioritize your time, stop procrastinating, get out of your motherfucking head. We out.